Alright, now let's understand the other user slice and user API. So if you look at this one, so we just console log current user. Let's go to our UI and so we have to just let's say we have to go login. And here you go. So we log in. Let's inspect and console log. Now you can see the current user. Now we have 4 current user because this is the current user, right? And that's how we are seeing the current user. We have also other console log, but here I just focus current user. And then this is the array, and we have like bio, Clark, cover image, created, all this stuff, right? Although we are not using bio or cover image, but if you want to bring the use case, so you can do that, right? And but I want to show the other, like let's go to the yes, we have here so this is the age. So okay, first I have to log in again. And now if I console, like if console log here, inspect here, so we have React dev tool, right? So we have React dev tool and network application, and Redux dev tool, right? So let's make it full page. So this is the accent, right? So this is a fetch. So this is a pending, and then this is a fetch this is the fetch all user pending, and then this is the fetch current user, this one, right? And then this is a fulfill. So now if you look at, we have the 4 data, right? So yeah, so from here you can also debug. It's very useful for debugging. If you use Redux, and then you can check the this reaction type, because here if you look at, we just name it user slice fetch current user. User slice fetch current user. This is a pending mode. This is a fulfill mode, right? And inside fulfill mode we have these 4 users, right? And yeah, so just if you're facing any error or any issue, just come here and check the things. And even you can also inspect, like you can record it, right? And yeah, you can record it and then you can play on it, right? So it is very useful for a developer. Okay, anyways, so just I'll show you, and now you can use it, right? So this is things like, yeah. And like, yeah, so I think when you like if you're using any maybe a Thunder API or Post API, so before doing it you already check them out. Okay, so based on your field, so you can show on UI, right? So once you understand, okay, I have this field, then you can show them, right? So yeah, this way I think a developer work. Okay, so this is the fetch current what user, and this is a fetch all user. So fetch all user means if you go to UI, so and yeah, so this is also fetch all user, and we have this separate. So now inside our, like we have four user on our database, so we fetch all of them, right? So yeah, So in order to do that, and even you can style this UI as good as you want, right? So guys, it's up to you. You can make it beautiful. And so for that, this is the thunk API, right? This is a thunk function, and now, and this is the thunk endpoint, like this is the endpoint. And so it's a get method, and we have wall. Why? Because if you look, if you go to back end, so we define this way. Yeah, so get wall user, right? And yeah, and then here, so we are fetching the data, so that's we are not passing anything, right? No, and even it is private. It's not private, it's a public, so we are not passing any token or anything. And also here console log. So if the request is successful, then we just assign here and then we return, right? And yeah, and then this is our initial like state. First is users, so all the wall users here I want to store, and then viewing user, current auth user, loading auth user loading, and I think we don't have this one, so remove, right? And then error. So and here just we are first handling. So like when fetch current user in pending mode, just we make what user loading true, and then if get fulfill, if gets fulfill, then we assign entire payload inside current what user. Or if any case it rejected, then just we assign the error payload inside error, and just make user loading false. For fetch all user case, similar things, just make loading true and error null. But if it gets fulfilled, right, so like yeah, then just make loading false and update users array with this action payload. For reject case, similar things, update the error state and make loading false, right? So this is the fetch all user. So if you debug, like if you see here, and then if you if you inspect, you can see, because we put a console log, so this is the users, right? And so we have 4 users, so that's why we only see 4, and the data, right? So yeah, and then we have toggle follow, right? So let's check first toggle follow API. This is the toggle follow API, right? And this is the toggle follow API. So we are using put. If you look at here, using put, and the route is like this: slash dynamic ID, then follow. So like this. So we are passing 2 things: user ID and token, because it's protected. So this is we are using backticks. So dollar user ID slash follow and then null, and because it's a toggle, that's why you are passing null. And then header authorization where a token, right? So this is a toggle follow, and let's go to our slice, and this is a toggle flow thunk function. And so this is the name, this is the asynchronous function, and we are passing 2 things: user ID and token. Just notice this is the object. So this name is matter, the way you pass the name, right? Well, this is right, because if it's not object, so you can put any name, it doesn't matter, but here it matters. And then we also passing user token inside this toggle follow API, and if it's successful, then assign here and return this way. And then also we have to handle So for pending case, loading true, error null. And here you are grabbing two things from action payload. First is user, second is following. This is a boolean flag and this is the data, and this is the update global user list, right? So I'm checking inside users, right? So user, this, and we have the user array. So I'm checking inside the user array if the user ID and this user ID, if they're equal, so update this user inside these users, otherwise just make it u, right, this one. And then update viewed user if currently selected. So on like home page, if you look at a home page, so we want to update here. So this is me, I think. So we don't have any account, any video, but here we can follow other people, right? So let's here. So this is, and we can follow. Now here you go, like now it's following. So yeah, that is the things. So currently you can see. So with this block of code, we are doing that updation. So state, this is a field from our above. Here this field as a null, and then if state viewing user and state viewing user ID is equal to this ID, if this expression true, then update this user inside viewing user, and then also update the current auth following field. So this is the current auth, and we have this following field inside current auth, and we are using sum. So sum return boolean value. So the following ID and this user ID, if they are equal, that's return true. So now this variable become true, and based on it, we can update, like we can update. So is following is, and this one is not true, right? That means it's become true. Then run this block of code. So when it's true, it's not true, right? That means it's become true. So just update, just push this user ID inside following ID, and else if following is false and it is true, that means this become true. So run this bulk of code. So inside following, just we have to remove. That means in this case, just we are updating, and this one we just removing the data from that array, right? So yeah, we handle like front end, backend side, but for UI case we have to handle as well. So filter, like if so filter return new array, the match, if the condition match, keep it, right? If the condition not match, remove it. So if following ID is not equal to user ID, if they are not match, remove it, right? Or if they are match, keep it, right? So the basically we just remove that user ID from that following array. That's why we can see this updation instantly, like this, right? Yeah. And then toggle flow. If it's not successful, then just make loading false and action then update error, and then just export that to clear error and reset reducer, and export default user slice reducer, and then we have to import inside our global store. So this is the reducer, and this is the combined reducer, and we import from slice user slice, and this is the user reducer, and then this is the name, and yeah, you have to grab this and user reducer. So once you do it, that means you can access the entire state wall the state. So wall the state. So this state you can destructure in any field if you grab these users, right? So that's why if you look at app.jx here, I think not app, okay, whatever, but we're grabbing that user. Okay, don't worry, I can explain to you. Right, so yeah, this is the user slice, and you already covered the user slice and the user API. All right, so now I'm inside post slice, and this is the post API. So we have this endpoint. If you back to route or backend route, so this is the post route. Right, so this way we set up our post route. So this is our post endpoint. First it's a create, right, and we have slice create, right, and this is the API. So we import that API base URL from here, I think this one, right, and this is a post API, and also here you also instance Axios again, because this is a new file, and yeah, so because this is a new instance, then base URL post, because here we are dealing with post related endpoint, right, and make sure just put true with credentials, otherwise you will get maybe security related issue or course issue and etc. Right, so first endpoint is create post, right? So if you this is a create, and yeah, this is our UI. Okay, so this is the create, and if you look at this is the create post, and yeah, so this is the UI. So you can select either image or video, and then caption, tag, and create post, right? So let's build, man. So first, this is the create, this is the route, and this is the form data, and make sure we have to pass token, right? We have to pass token because it's a protected route. This is a protected route, and we have to put these two names same, images, videos, otherwise Malta cannot communicate if you put different name on Frontend. So yeah, the way the name you put here, you have to put same name inside our component. Keep in mind, right? And content type Malta from data. I think if you don't put this on, Malta Access also can handle it, right? But yeah, and then authorization para token. This is a create post, right? And if you look at this reducer, then this is a reducer inside a post slice. So we import same things, and also import post API and create post. This is the first argument is the name, and second is the asynchronous function. And here we are passing two things, form data and token as object, and this is for error handling, and we are using await, it takes time. So this is the create post function, this API function, and here I'm passing two things, form data and token as an argument, and if it's successful, then I assign entire payload here, and then I'm returning this one, response data. So particularly we only care about the post, right? So if you back to the backend and the controller, post controller, and so create post. So this is our response. If you can see, here you go, this is our response. So we don't we not like here, just we only care about this post field. That's why we are post slice this one. But if you don't if you remove this post, so inside response data we can grab the entire response. But now I don't want that particular data, but I want this one. So that are the things we written this way. So this is the create post, and here I'm handling the error. Okay, so this is the create post API, or here a reducer, and then we have to first initialize our state. So this is the name, this is the initial state, and array, like this is the object, current post null, user info null, post as an empty array, user post as empty array, loading, post loading, car post loading, and error. So this one for current post, and this one for user info, right? And this is the post. So all the posts in our app, and this is a particular user post you can call creator, right? So all the user posts we can store inside array, right? So, and these are clear error, reset error as a reducer, and these are extra reducer. So this is a create. It's very simple. If it is on pending mode, then just make loading true, update error. But if it is fulfilled, then update entire post, action payload, and token. Here we don't have token, but if you want to handle token, you can, but here we don't need that. So let's remove, but you can bring this use case as well. So instead post action payload, right? And then instead loading, right? Or I put this one. Okay, don't remove it, but so you can understand, you can do it, right? So I can comment some comment. You can use this one. You can use this one if you need. Otherwise remove. Right? So this is a comment, so you can understand. And it's loading false, and then create, it's update loading and error. So this is the create post, right? I hope that makes sense and you can understand. So we can use this state, and again we have to import here inside our store. So this is the post, is, and from here like slice. So once you do this, so when you grab this, so you can destructure all the state, this state you can destructure, right? You can grab this field, right? And this is the create post. Now let's talk about the next one. Post sliced and post API. So the next one is fetch all posts. This all posts. Let's UI. So this is the wall post. Now we have only 2 posts. So this is the wall 2 posts, right? And yeah, so if you want to see the phone version, so you can see here what it's gonna look like in mobile version. Yeah, so I think this is the mobile version, so you can see this way, right? It's looking good. So you can change the color and the theme, right? And yeah, so this is the get method, and here you only passing token, and it's a header, authorization bearer token. And if you look at the post route, so this one get this one get all post. It's not a private, it's a public, so that's why we don't need fetch. Yeah, I think get all posts, fetch all posts. I think we don't need this token, but anyways, I put it. But here, because it's a, yeah, it's a private, it's a public. But if you make it public, private, then just you have to put the this require what. Then you need a token. Otherwise, you don't. Right? Yeah. And then if you understand the fetch wall post, this is the fetch wall post. Just here, just I'm grabbing token, and then if it's successful, then I assign here, and then I return response data post, right? And this is the console log. You can put this console log, and you can check that data on your UI. Yeah, on console log. Then based on your console log data, you can show them on UI, right? And this one for catch block. And then we have to handle the reducer. This is a fetch all post. So for pending case, post loading true, error null. For fulfill case, update that post array with the action payload, because now the action payload is all the posts, not other message or other data. So, and then post loading false. If it is rejected, then update error and post loading again. That is the fetch all post, right? And the next one, we have the get post by id. We need this on later, right? Get post by id and get user post API and fetch current post, right? Now also we need this one, fetch current post and get post by id. And this is a toggle, and this is a toggle save, and this is the increment view, and this is the update post, and this is a delete post. So we have a lot of API. So let's understand one by one. This is the get post, and let's see, fetch post by id. So this is our API, right? So here you go. Just I'm passing get post by id. So this is a dynamic id. This is a dynamic id, and this also are not private. If you want to make it private, just make this require auth here. So it's up to you. And this export. So post id and token, we are passing two things. So and this is a get method, and this is a header bearer token. So I think if you follow same things, these are similar things. Get user post API like this. This is the get user id / post. Fetch current post. This is me. Alright. So yeah, you can call whatever you want. And then authorization bearer token. Unlike same, it's like then dynamic id, and because this is a toggle, so we have to pass empty body or null. So I choose empty, and then header bearer token. And for save also same, save post id then null. I told you can pass the empty body or the null, and the header authorization bearer token. And for increment view count, also view / dynamic id null, and the headers. For update, here you are accepting three things: post id, form data, and token. Update, then dynamic id, form data, and then header. For delete / post id, right? So these are the API endpoint. Let's understand its reducer. This is the post id. Actually, if you understand the follow structure, these are same structure, right? Just we are calling different way. This is the get post by id, and here we are passing post id token based on our requirement, right? But if you look at the structure, is the same. And then we just return response data post, and you have to make sure what type of data you want to show or you want to assign. So that's why in our post controller, okay, so yeah, we have to, like, if you want entire response, so you don't need to do this way, this way, so you can respond data, right? And yeah, and for toggle, same things, like we are passing post id token, and then this way we are grabbing user id. This is the user id, this is a post id, user id, like, toggle likes, and then toggle save. Similar things, we are passing post id token, and then we are doing this way. This is a post id, this is from our front end, and save from backend, and also, yeah, this is a save, and then increment. Also we are calling with post id token, and then we are we return this response post id. This is from post id views, and then update post. We also response update post, right? And then delete existing post id. This is a post id message, this is a message, nothing else. And this is a route, this is the current post, fetch post by id, and car post loading, and then just update entire document here, and for reject case update error and loading. Then fetch post by user id, get user post, all the user posts, just for pending, loading true, error null, fulfill. So here I'm just update the user info here, the post here, and the loading. So if you back to the post, and if you check the get user post, so here you are passing, this is the user and this is the post, right? So here just we are grabbing, this is the user info from user, and this is the user post from post. And then for a reject case, we just update error and loading. And now similar things, toggle live, the way we did for toggle follow. So here we're grabbing post id, like, this is a boolean flag, and then total likes and user id, and this user id is coming from and action payload. So find the post in the post array. This is the post, okay? So we are just assign, first we mention here, this is the post, right? So first I'm checking if inside post anything is happening. Here you go. So I'm using find index. So post id, inside this post id and the post id, if they are equal, that means return that particular index. So I'm just updating this one, and based on it, if index is not equal to -1, that means there is an index. So update that particular index, post index, and update likes count. So inside post we have likes count. This is a post field, and we have a likes count, and then update total likes, then post likes, update post likes. So we have two fields, likes count and likes. And then I'm checking inside likes, if user already include, that means it's become true. So based on it we can handle. So you can like, if you look at here, now it's unlike, it's like, it's unlike, it's like, right? And yeah, that is the things. So yeah, based on these two we are updating. If like is there, and if it's not true, this two become true, run this block of code. So yeah, so it means user don't like that post. That means just push user id inside. And if already this one, that means user already like it, just if you click again, so it remove that user id from that post. That's why we are using filter. So filter match the condition. If the condition is match, then we return the boolean value. So filter return the new array with the match, with the match, all the match condition. So here I'm checking if id from that likes and the user id, if they are not equal. If they are not equal, that means it's become true. That means they are not equal. That means That means you already like it, right? So now I have to remove it because you want to unlike it, right? So that's why. Yeah, this is the toggle. Okay, this is the toggle. And save, yeah, similar things. Look at here, and now, yeah, save, right? And yeah, so we also here we are not using this save, but you can use it this save, right? Because a lot of use case, like if you work on a big project, or if you want to show in a different way, so you have to use a lot of flag. So but here I'm not using, but I just keep it because so you can understand. And here, so also I'm checking inside the post, and if post is exist, then update. And also I'm checking, yeah, so I'm also updating, and then right, so yeah, and toggle save, reject, update error, right? But also you can handle like this, but actually we do these things in a different way. Okay, so that's why we are not doing multiple. But if you want to do complex things, so you have to work on it. And but it's up to you guys, like what type of data you want to fetch or you want to show. So yeah, but this one is it's good for my UI. And then increment view. So right now you can see the 5 views, the 4 views, right? So how you can add, yeah, so how you can update post ID views. This is a view count, I think. Yeah, and also I'm using find index. So if post IDs exist, update it, and if not, then update that post index with that views, right? And then for reject, update the error. And then for update post, and pending loading true. And then so action, just assign entire action payload this variable. And now I'm looking for this post. If post ID is equal to update ID, right, then update, otherwise post. And then sync with user post. So also I'm carrying this user post. We have the field. If inside user post, if you have the post ID is equal to update ID, that means update this as well. Otherwise, keep the post as it is. Now also I have to update the current post. If the current post ID is equal to update ID, then update the current post with the update data. For reject case, just yeah, update the loading and also error. And for delete case, for pending case, update the loading with true, fulfill, update the, I'm just distracting the post ID, update the loading, and then just filter out. So post, if post ID is not equal to post ID, that means delete that. And then here update that user post, and also delete from that user post. So yeah, and also clear current post if it's the same one. State current post ID, and then make it null. And here I'm just for reject case, update error and loading. Then import, then export the clear, error, and reset as a reducer, and then as action, and then reducer. Export default post reducer. And as you know, you have to import here post reducer, right? So this is the post. This is the post reducers. This is a post reducer. So yeah, and I think in larger project it's very difficult to handle the states. That's why we are using the third party UI state management. So and Redux is one of them. And yeah, so like now you can scale your project as large as you can. And yeah, from one file you can handle that. That's how you're handling. And now you don't need to do anything. Just if you want any features, you have to update the post slice, and then you can grab with this name post, and then you can destructure all the state. Yeah, and you're ready to go. All right, now I'm inside the comment slice. So let's understand the comment related state. So this is a comment slice, and this is the comment API. And if we bring the comment routes, this is the comment routes. So if you look at our comment endpoint, so this is our comment endpoint. So first is a post comment slash post ID, add to comment post, get post comment, update comment, delete comment, reply to comment, toggle comment, and all the endpoint. So yeah, we have this. So same things, like we first import the API base URL from API URL, and then just we just create a, yeah, we just instance our API, and then we just base URL slash comments, and then this is the first one, add comment. So here we are creating three things: post ID, text, token, and comment, post ID, and this is the text as a body, and this is the header. Get post comment API, post ID, token slash comment slash dynamic ID, and then bearer token. Update comment ID, text, this is the body, token. So we are passing slash comment ID, and this is the body, and this is the header, authorization bearer token. Delete comment, this is the dynamic comment ID, and this is the headers. Reply to comment, this is the reply, this is the dynamic comment ID, this is the body, and this is the headers. And like and unlike, this is a dynamic comment ID, and this is the header. So these are API function, and this is the comment slice. First I import create slice, create async thunk, and this is the comment API from comment API file. And this is the first one, add comment, and first argument is our name, second argument asynchronous function. So here I'm passing post ID, text, token, these are as object. And then here just I'm destructuring in a different way. So like I think you guys know, but if you don't like this way, just put response and then grab here response data comment, right? You can do this way. If you don't like to do this way, just follow the previous one. This is our response. I think guys I have to reload. I think I do mistake some. Let's reload. Alright, yeah, you can this one, right? And then you have to put this way, right? Yeah, but yeah, just make the previous one. Yeah, data, right? So yeah, so you can learn a variety of things, right? And yeah, both are gonna work. And also I put a console log, so you can check what's going on, and then return data comment. For get all command, just it's a just push ID tokens, and then similar here push ID tokens, and then I put a console log and similar things, data.comments. And this is for catch, for update, this is a comment ID, text, token, and yeah, so here you have, you also grabbing token and token data comment. Now also delete comment ID, tokens, and API. It's like comment API, delete comment, and here I'm returning null because we don't care about nothing because it's a delete comment, right? So we can do this way. So we are not returning anything, just we are returning comment ID. And even you can return the null, it will work as well. And reply comment, this is a nested comment, right? And this is a parent ID from comment ID, and this is a reply data reply, right? And yeah, these are the thunk function. And here also we have other, yeah, it's a like comment ID token, and it's the data. And this way we comment ID, likes count, user ID. This is a comment ID from Frontend. And these three are state comments, loading, error. This is the extra reducer. This is the first one, update the loading, update and unshift the comments array field. This is a payload and unshift. I think you know this is the array method. So if you do shift, it's removed from the top. If you do unshift, it's add on top, right? So guys, I know now guys, if you notice, builder reducer is same, right? Just we have to update that state, and that's why we just updating, nothing else. And yeah, get push comment, similar things, we are just updating that array. And loading error, just we are updating. And here update comment, so we are just finding that that particular ID inside comments array, and action payload ID, if they match, update index. If index is not equal to -1, then updates that particular comment index. And just we are using split operator, that means all the previous data keep as it is and add the new one. And the delete comment, just filter out that particular ID from that array. So I'm looking for the comment ID inside from here, and the action payload, if they are not equal, that means it's become true, return match, right? So keep other things. So that means a simple means I remove from that ID, a reply to comment. So similar things, I'm looking for parent, so inside comment I'm using find, and if ID action payload parent ID is equal, then update this variable, and based on this variable, just we are updating the replies count, and then we push entire reply inside this replies field. If it's, yeah, for like and unlike, yeah, so like the way we did for follow unfollow or like post unlike post, so similar things. But yeah, it's also depend on your UI, right? And where you want to update. Like maybe if you want to update your only current, then you can update current. Maybe you want to can update your other page, so you have to update everywhere. Now like everywhere means you have to update the field, the state field. That is the things I'm talking about. So I'm just looking for that ID, comment ID, and the action payload comment ID. If they are equal, update this comment, and based on it, update, if it's true, update the like counts, just putting entire action payload likes count, and also like field. This is the boolean value. That's it. And then export comment reducer, right? And then and update this comment. Okay, so now you can grab all the state using these comments, right? Because now we store this one in global store, right? So this is the comment slice. And now let's talk about the next one, message slice. Right, so remove the comment. This is the message. This is the message API. Right. So and let's go to our message route, and here you go. So if you look at, we have the get user for sidebar with this get method and also get message, get method and post for send message, right? And this is the message route and this is the message API. Similar things, we import the API base URL and then we just create our, yeah, we just create our instance, and then base URL slash messages, because you are dealing with the messages, and then with conditional true, this is our first endpoint. So get chat user API, we are passing tokens and then user slice and header bearer token. Get message, then user ID token, this is the dynamic, and header bearer token. And yeah, so we don't need this one because it's not gonna work. And yeah, so here I also put don't include the content type, right? So this is the sent message API, and this is the push, and this is a dynamic ID user ID, and this is the form data object body, and this is the header. So we have these three API, and just understand. So I import create async thunk, create slice, and then I import the message API. This is the first fetch chat user. First one is a name argument, second is a asynchronous function. This is a token. Inside try, just I do this way. And here you can also do like, you can also grab that particular data as a structure. It's up to you guys. So this is the get chat user API, we are passing token, and then I'm returning response to our data. Similar for all message, user ID token, and then we response the data, we return the data. Similar for send message thunk, user ID form data token, and then we response the data, right? So the same pattern, I think guys you understand. And now if I don't explain, you can understand easily, right? Because we talk about the previous one, same things, the structure same, but the only difference is the data you want to send, the data you want to grab. And these are initial state, first chat users, all the user you want to chat with, all the user you want to chat with. So inside array we are storing them, and messages, all the messages between a user A and user B, we want to keep all the messages inside, and then loading and error. So this is the reducers. Okay, so add new message and clear message, right? So for real time update, this is the socket IO. So action payload is update message, right? And then extra reducer, fetch chat user, and then update chat users array, and also for rejection case update loading and error as well. And then fetch messages, for pending update loading true, and then for fulfill update loading false, and update messages array. And then send message, right? So this one loading true, and then for fulfill case make loading false and update message, just push the new message on top of it. And for reject case, just update this two state, loading and error, and then import add new message, clear message as a action type. So this is the reducer and this is the extra reducer, right? And that's it. This is a message slice and message API. Now we only have the one thing that is just an import here. This is the message route reducer. So you can access all the state using this messages, right? And now just we have search. It's very basic. We have one search API. Just, and even if you want to put this one inside post slice, you can, right? But if you want to add multiple search controller, and we do basically in larger project, so that's why I separately did. Okay, so same things, import the API based URL and just create the instance, and then this is the API and this is search, because we are dealing with search route endpoint with credential true, and then this is search API, and just we are passing query, right? And make sure this query, it's a dynamic query. If you pass on it, then you can grab based on that. If you don't want to apply, yeah, just make it empty. It will also work, because this way we define our controller. And this is a get method, right? And we return a response data, right? So yeah, and then we have the search slice, same things we import, and then this is a query, and we just pass the query, we console log it, and we return the data. And just we have a first users, all the users, post, all the post, fallback false, loading false, error null. This is a clear search as a reducer, and the next reducer we have only one. In pending mode, just update loading true, error null. In fulfill mode, update loading false, and update the entire users. And if it's nothing, just make it empty array for post and for fallback. So for fallback means if nothing is matched when you while you searching, then the fallback data we can show, right? That's the fallback. So we have also data, right? I think you guys yeah, you understand my controller explanation. And then for reject case, and then just import export clear search accent, and then export default search slice reducer. And guys, and now you have only one thing, just import here, and now you are good to go to use all the reducers we have been working. And now it's very easy to create now UI. So now you grab all the data from your front backend, and all the data now you have on front end. So now if you are good at styling, so you can make your project or your UI as good as interactive you want, because now you grab all the data, right? So you complete your 50% work. And now it's totally up to you how deeper knowledge you have about tailwind CSS or other basic CSS, right? So yeah, then just we are going to use this data on our component, and we can fetch. So right, because this is the main part, right? The creating the controller and handling all the data inside the state, and just now we can just update and just we can create the UI. That's it. I hope all the controller and user slice you understand. And if you don't understand anything, just it takes time a little bit, because if you're first time, then all the things maybe blow your mind. But don't worry, the more you spend time on it, the better understanding you can get over the time, right? Just follow the process. And I hope this explanation is helpful for you.